Jimmy and Jey hug it out, and just like that, the Usos are back together. Let's talk about it. So the ending to Smackdown was crazy. Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso come together, and they help fight off Solo's bloodline, leading to the Motor City Machine Guns becoming the new WWE Tag Team Champions. That is crazy to say that the Machine Guns are the WWE Champions. For years, I watched them in TNA. Now they're WWE Tag Team Champions. But the thing that people are really talking about is the hug that Jimmy and Jey did. They finally embraced. The Usos put their differences aside, and just like that, they're back together. Roman Reigns was on the stage looking at his cousins, and he was like, oh, snap, they really came together. You know, things just happened. Now I got to make peace with Jey. Now, I already seen the pictures and stuff that's going to come out next week. I already know what's going to happen on next week's show. Don't spoil it for anybody. I seen it. Okay, I already know what happens on the next show. I don't want to come across like I'm complaining. We already knew what the destination was. We already knew the minute that Jimmy Uso was saying we need help, that Jey Uso was going to get reinserted back into the storyline. The only thing that I have an issue with really is that I feel like the storyline has been rushed. We go from last week Monday to Jimmy and Jey having that awkward segment on Raw, and Jey didn't even want to look at him. No yeet. So then we go to SmackDown. All of a sudden, Jay's coming across like he cares all of a sudden, and then he's having a segment with Solo. You're breaking up the family and all this things, yada, yada, yada. And then by this week, Monday, the Timu Bloodline shows up on Raw. Jey gets screwed out of his IC title. And then we go to this SmackDown that just happens, and then all of a sudden, Jey is hugging it out with, I feel like, yes, he's upset because they helped screw them out of his IC title, but I don't think that necessarily warrant Jimmy and Jey coming back together that quickly. I just feel like with everything that Jimmy and Roman put Jey Uso through, there wasn't even a conversation. There wasn't even a segment. There wasn't even a build-up. There wasn't even no Sami Zayn involvement. No, even people was even saying Rhea Ripley or can talk to Jey because, Rhea and Jey, they're close friends now, you know what I'm saying? Or even Paul Heyman. To be honest, I would have introduced Paul Heyman back to the storyline first before getting Jey, because I would have brought the wise man back. The wise man can show up on Monday Night Raw and be like, listen, I want to talk to Jey. Listen, I've known your family. I've worked with your family forever. This is bigger. I done been in the bloodline with Solo and these guys, and Roman really needs your help. There needed to be steps to get to this point, because I feel like going from last week Monday up into the SmackDown that just passed, there's a whole lot of in between that was just non-existent. I don't know what's going to be said in next week's SmackDown segment, but I feel like a part of this story has been rushed. Crown Jewel hasn't even happened yet. You could have did all this stuff the week after Crown Jewel heading into Survivor Series. I feel like these last couple of weeks, they could have been using those weeks to kind of have people talk to Jey a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But for Jey he got his revenge and then just hugs it with Jimmy. I know that's his brother. I know that's family or whatever. But Jey was screwed out of so many things. He was screwed out of the world title, tag team title, and the IC title by Jimmy. They just hugged. No conversation on TV. No nothing. No combo. You know what I'm saying? And then Roman is just he's standing on stage. I think Roman is kind of having the best reaction out of everybody, I would say, because he knows what he took Jey through, and he knows there's going to be a bit of a conversation that they're going to have. The only thing I'm saying is we knew the destination. We knew where this was going to lead, but I just felt like there's a whole lot of in between that was just left out. We're here now. I'm not going to complain too much. My favorite tag team is back together. The Usos are back together. They got what they wanted. They got their WrestleMania match. That was their dream match. They wanted to have a match with each other at WrestleMania, and they got it. Now, I know a lot of people didn't really like the match too much. That was fine, but they got their dream match. Now, the key thing is getting the Usos back together. I just felt like it was a great moment. I looked at it a couple times, and even the Uso fan in me was just regardless of how I feel about the whole thing, it's good to see Jimmy and Jey back together, man. It's good to see Jimmy and Jey hugging it out. They're not beefing no more. I'm happy, man. That's my favorite tag team of all time. I'm going to keep saying it. My favorite, my number one, my GOAT, that is it. With that being said, I'm going to keep saying this over and over. I don't know how long the partnership is going to last. Like the Usos, I don't know if they're going to be back together full time. Me personally, if they're going to keep the Usos back together on the same show, I mean, a draft will have to happen, or a trade will have to happen for them to like realistically be on the same show. I don't want them to be in the tag team division. Like, I don't want that to be a priority. You know what I'm saying? Jey Uso was just getting started. Jey Uso finally captures his first singles championship. He got it taken away in, I was like 28 days. But he finally captures the singles title, and what, we're just gonna throw him right back into the tag team division? No. We seen with the Machine Guns. We seen with DIY. We seen with the Street Profits. We got Pretty Deadly over there. We still got A-Town Down Under. I don't know how much longer they're gonna last, but we still got them as a tag team. WWE right now is trying to rebuild the tag team. I guess having the Usos in the tag team division, even the Tongans, can't forget them. They were just the tag team champions. But I just feel like, I keep saying it, the Usos have ran the tag team division for so many times. I just feel like if you want to get the Usos back together, fine. But I'm behind Jey Uso being his own man. You know, I want to see Jimmy Uso do his own thing. Those are my GOATs. But just because they're my GOATs, I just don't want to see them just run through the tag team division again. Been there, done that. They're the longest reigning tag team champions of all time, bro. What more do they got to do? Except have fresh matches. I know the WrestleMania match they're probably looking at is probably the Tongans versus the Usos. Or, I think that's probably like the match that they're going to probably shoot for at WrestleMania. But I don't know. We still got some months to go. Maybe they blow it away early. Maybe they'll do it at the Royal Rumble or whatever. But anyway, I do not want this to be a permanent thing. I think it has a ceiling. WrestleMania, past WrestleMania, I need Jey Uso to really go back to it's just me, oops. They want it, just me, ooh. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want to see what Jimmy I want to see what Jimmy can do on his own. I want to see what Big Jim Uso can do on his own, man. You got to change that music. They talking family first. I'll put that in the past. It's in the future. It's in the present and the future, bro. You got to change them lyrics. You got to get back in the booth, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what do y'all feel about this whole Bloodline thing? I know a lot of people's happy. I'm happy, but a part of me just feels like there's a whole bunch of details that was just missing from the whole thing. You know, it was a little rushed. But I want to know, what do you think about the Usos getting back together? The OG Bloodline is getting back together. How are you excited? Are you excited for the War Games thing? Let your boy know, man. I want to hear about it. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Most importantly, be respectful as always. I want to know where your head's at. Talk to me in the comment section, social media in the description, where it's always be. And until the next video, the WildkatJayTroy, Yee is out.